Check out the inside of this dilapidated cabin. This is a real fixer-upper. I feel like I'm on top of the world here. I think we're way too high to find any turkeys.
Guys, I just had one gobble. I got out of the truck right here, did a little bit of yelping, and one just gobbled hard right over here, super close, super loud. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, 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 woo. I don't even know if there are any owls around here.
All the way across the plains, fought a bunch of Indians, had to deal with a bunch of train hijackings, trailers, stagecoach robberies, and all that good stuff. Jackpot. You know, we have hit the jackpot. Life is good. There is a God. You know, that type of excitement. Just waiting for him to walk through the camp. We'll be in business.
Well guys, it's day 2. I'm still trying to locate some turkeys. I found that one hen last night, but that's really been it. This morning's just been silent. We haven't seen or heard any birds. I've got this crow call here. I'm just gonna send out a couple calls and see if I can't locate, get something to fire off, shot gobble at it. This thing is so loud. I just got it. It's ginormous. It's a Flexstone Game Calls. Probably should have turned the microphone off for that one. Well, I'm having a heck of a time trying to locate some gobblers. I've been all over the place. I must have been to 20 spots. I can't make one gobble. It's driving me nuts. I want to hear a gobble. I heard a gobble in Nebraska on the way here. But nothing here. I mean, I've seen 2 hens since I've been here. My buddy's had a dead tom yesterday, but just not a lot of action. I've been driving all over the place today. The plan has been just I drive around and I stop and I listen for like 5 minutes, and then I'll try to walk away from the truck a little ways. Sometimes only, 50 yards. Sometimes I'll walk, half mile. Do some calls. Post up maybe a little bit. Just trying a little bit of everything.
Well, the jury's still out, but I'm convinced that was a turkey noise. Seems like a hen walked up, looked over, saw Piper sunbathing, made a little putt noise, turned around and got the flock out of here. Check out the inside of this dilapidated cabin. This is a real fixer-upper. Actually, it may be better just to tear this one down and start over.
Alright, we just pulled up to our last spot of the day. This is a spot I've been thinking about for a little while. I figured if they're not where I'm at deep in the mountains, maybe they're out here on the edge. We've seen 2 hens in 2 days. I have not heard any turkeys. Actually, at one of the 50 spots I stopped and yelped today, I swear something yelped back. Just a couple short, sweet notes. I was like, it was enough to me to get my vest and my gun and take off. But it turned out to be a dead end. I didn't see anything over there. You got any tickers? Sure, I got no tickers. And still no turkey sounds.
Well, that concludes day 2. There was just not a lot of action. We can't even roost a bird tonight. So we're heading over to my buddies for dinner. They're actually cleaning a turkey on the bed of the side-by-side here, and they asked me to turn my headlights on so we could get a good view of what was going on. I feel like I'm on top of the world here. I think we're way too high to find any turkeys. This place has been logged. Looks like it's been burnt. It's steep. This road's recently been graded, thankfully. Grounding up some venison for some venison quesadillas. This is one of my all-time favorites. Somehow she always convinces me to share. I like to add a little bit of garlic salt and Montreal steak seasoning. I've just got some olive oil and a wheat tortilla here. Getting this fried just right is a work of art. We're going to add some shredded cheese, some julienne onion, and of course the main ingredient.
Guys, I just had one gobble. I got out of the truck right here, did a little bit of yelping, and one just gobbled hard right over here, super close, super loud. I mean, he's probably too close to even make a play on him. I'm not even gonna turn the key to turn the windows up in the car. So he gobbled from right over here. I'm just gonna get up on this ridge right over here, post up with my shotgun, try to make a play on him. Well, guys, that did not work. I think when he gobbled, he was so close, he must have just looked over and saw the truck and was like, that's not for me. Or maybe when I was coming up, he busted me. I see other people killing him, and I'm just like, man, maybe there's none left. But there's one left. I just heard him gobble right up there. That was so cool. Man. All right, well, onward and upward, or, well, in this case, downward. Look at this. What are you doing? What are you doing? You miss me? All right, we just moved up about 500 yards. Clearly, this is a target-rich environment, so we're gonna do a little bit of calling right here and see if we can't get another one to gobble. You know what? Instead of doing the yelp, let me do the owl call. It's kind of windy though. They're not gonna hear me real well. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't even know if there are any owls around here. Man, it's getting a little windy. We're expecting a big storm tonight. I was gonna move my camp, but man, it's just, then I heard that gobble, now it's just like time to hunt. All right, we've got another sexy looking spot here. Try a little bit of calling.
just have to keep moving. Nothing wants a party. I'm ready. Guys, I heard 2 gobbles from my camp about 15 minutes ago. I ran over here. They were very close. It sounded like 2 birds. Nothing. Alright, well, we're just going to advance maybe 100, 200 yards. Maybe post up and do some light calling. Hunted in the rain yesterday, got super wet. We got on that turkey, but I did a little bit of light calling, and that was the last I heard from him. And then it just started raining. We did a 700-yard dash in the rain with the camera equipment back to the truck. And then we've just been bunkered down in the camper ever since, getting some work done, getting things organized, getting everything dried out. Now we're heading to town, but this road is, so there's 2 types of roads. There's these dirt roads, and then there's gravel roads. And so the dirt roads are super nasty in the rain. They're to be avoided at all costs. Unfortunately, my camp is a couple 100 yards from the gravel. I know for sure this road in front of me is really nasty. Getting in here yesterday was just slipping. Given it was a little bit uphill. Anyway, let's check out this this route here. Click in the 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel high. Let's roll. It's got to be done. Got to go to town. At least if we slip, we'll slip downhill. Oh man, that road's so nasty. I've got these new mud tires, these BF Goodwrench mud terrains. You could barely walk on this road with hiking boots. I mean, you would just slip just walking on the road. So if you were to try to turn right now, it would be slip sliding away. But since it's all downhill and there's already some grooves here, probably our grooves from last night, unfortunately. I do not want to be the one rutting up these roads. We're just going to take it super slow and try not to slip. Man, you see these roads when it's dry and you wonder, like, how did that get so rutted up? Well, this is how. People like me driving in the... Okay, there's a gravel road right there. So it was just a couple 100 yards. Perfect. That road's way better. Defrost me. Defrost me. You know what? Defrost me. Defrost me. Watch out, town. Here we come. I don't even know where my wallet is. We're definitely going to need that. Alright, I suspect all the wildlife's probably out moving around today. There's probably turkeys everywhere. Would I jump out and make a play on them right now? I mean, I am not prepared for that. Probably just mark their location, take a good look at them, go from there. Yeah, this road's not bad, not bad. I think we'll document all the wildlife we see driving out of here today. There's a lot of elk in this area, a lot of deer. I wish I could say there was a lot of turkeys. There's some turkeys, but I would not classify it as a lot. Couple gobblers. The one or two yesterday, well, the one yesterday proved to be call shy. The one the day before, I don't blame him for getting out of Dodge. He gobbled, and all he probably had to do was go like this.
And there's me and my truck in the road. And so he probably saw me. But the one yesterday, I don't believe he saw me. But he went silent. And I didn't call on him for, God, I gave him 15, 20 minutes. And then I did just the slightest little... I should have done it with my natural voice. That way the call doesn't get messed up. I don't know. Pipe, what do you think? I'm a turkey? You think I was a turkey in a truck? You hear turkeys? Well... what do you think about that breath, babe? The indoor smell like the outdoor? No, it ain't that bad. Where's all the wildlife? Not anticipating on many hunters today. Or just any pedestrians at all. Just pretty much drive the whole way out without seeing a single soul. It's about the middle of turkey season, so most people have came and gone, and nobody decided. I mean, it's supposed to rain for the next 10-15 days. Nobody's thinking about coming out right now. Nobody. In fact, I'm headed to town. Pipe, where's wildlife? See, this is the area that I wanted to scout in the evening to roost a bird, just off this road right here. Both sides of this road just look incredible. Alright, that's the new plan. That's what I'm doing. If I'm back here tonight, I'll come to drive this area. I'll stop every 300-400 yards. Wait 5 minutes. Do a little calling. Wait 2 or 3, 4, 5 minutes. Move on. And I bet we could roost a handful of birds that way. This is what I'm calling the gravel road. I mean, most people call it a dirt road, but like an Onyx, they classify it as a gravel road. It's way easier. You're not going to get stuck even with two-wheel drive. Those other roads are four-wheel drive only in this type of condition. Alright, well, Piper and I will tune back in when we spot some wildlife. It's just a light rain. You could actually hunt in this. Now, if I stick to these type of roads, I could easily hunt the rain. But you know what? Do I want to shoot the wet turkey? I know. What does that say about me, right? I want to shoot a dry turkey. Is that bad? Is it for the photos? Is it for the memories? Well, the photos essentially are a big part of the memory. And I love those fluffy turkey feathers that just are blowing in the wind, gleaming in the sunlight. That's not happening right now. These turkeys are soaking wet. You ever seen like a wet poodle? That's what a wet turkey looks like. It's not like a duck where they look the same. No. Duck's feathers repel water really well. Turkey feathers, so. I guess how they do it is they'll prune their feathers. Pruning, I think that's the right word. You can see the hens do this. That's how they spend a big part of their day. I think it's called pruning. And so they'll just wiggle like this on their feathers, getting all that fluid on them or whatever. And what it does is it gives them vitamin D or something, or it interacts with the sun to give them some vitamin D. And I would also think it has some waterproofing qualities as well. You know what? I might be butchering this story. A gentleman way wiser than me was telling me about this. I've noticed that the turkeys, if there's elk and deer around, generally that's where the turkeys want to hang out. It gives them an extra sense, the turkeys. Because turkeys can't smell, apparently. That's the story on the street. But if they hang out with deer and elk, whoo baby, deer and elk can smell very well. when I was on that gobbler yesterday, gobbling like super loud right at me, right in my direction. I mean, he didn't know I was there. I didn't make any noises. I just kind of ran in on him, posted up. After, I don't know, an hour or two, I walked over there to see what the area looked like where he was hanging out. And I was walking this ridge for not very long at all, and a bunch of elk busted, a whole herd of elk, and then a small herd of deer, like 3 or 4 deer, busted a minute or two later. I don't know why they didn't bust with the elk. The deer aren't real skittish around here. I mean, they'll stand around, look at you for a long time. I don't know if it's all does. I haven't seen any antlers yet on anything. Last year I was 2 weeks later in this area, and the elk were just starting to grow antlers. They had, you know, maybe a foot or so of antler growth at the most. And I got some great video of that last year. It was so awesome. A super sweet spot. A whole herd of elk come right on in. I mean, they hung up. They didn't come like right on top of me. They hung up at about maybe 60 yards, something like that. And I'm sure they winded me. See, in Florida, the turkeys love rainy days. They'll hang out in the open fields like this and just strut along. I would totally shoot one in the rain. If there's a tom standing right there next to the truck, I would stop the truck. I would grab my shotgun. I would point it at that turkey, and I would pull the trigger if he was in range. No doubt I would. If there's a tom just standing there, whew, I don't know if I talk to myself into it or what. Pipes. Whoa, it's raining in the truck. That's not good. I'm thinking we should probably buy some more towels. I don't think we brought enough towels. So you want to go turkey hunting? They said it'll be fun turkey hunting. Well, let me show you around my camp a little bit here. It's been raining for 2 days. You think having a camper like this, everything would be nice and easy, but it's not. We might as well be tent camping. Everything's soaked. This is my generator setup. I'm on the backup generator already. The last one ran out of gas last night and I couldn't get it started this morning. Or in the middle of the night, whenever it was. I had to swap out the generators. It's still just the rain's just circling from every direction. I had to swap out the generators in the middle of the night. Fortunately, I had a backup. Look, this is the setup. So I'm trying to guard it, but the wind's, it's coming from every direction. And so 1 minute it's raining straight down, 1 minute's coming sideways this way. I mean, it's just, the wind's swirling like crazy. But this is a generator setup. So look how dry it is now. So I've got the air intake right here to keep it super dry. Look how dry it is. Yes, that's awesome. I'm gonna throw a cover on it if I end up leaving. And so I'm gonna drive, I've got an old battery here and it does not last long without the generators. And so I wanna replace it. Let me show you the battery here. This is my old battery. Good old Interstate. That's nice and wet in there. Let's check the level. It's mediocre. Okay, so I just put the awning out, trying to get a little work done here. The objective, I'll show you my campsite. It's got a proper fire ring, but everything's soaking wet. It's a little muddy getting in here. We got a plan though. We're either gonna drive an hour and 40 minutes. That's what it says on Google Maps. Probably take me a lot longer because the roads are in terrible condition just getting in and out of the mountains here. Drive an hour and 40 minutes, probably 2 hours to get a battery from an interstate dealer in Rapid City, South Dakota. Either gonna do that. If the other generator does not start, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take a look at that other generator right now. It quit working on me last night in the rain. Yeah, after it ran out of gas, I just couldn't get it started. It just sucks when everything's wet. I hate it. Even the box is just getting ruined. Okay, let's see if we can get this puppy running. I think the problem is the air intake got wet. That would be this area here.
But you can't take that off without taking all the screws out. We're just gonna see if we can get it running. They usually start right away, but this one I pulled it a million times. I almost think it's something electrical. Got in the way of the on-off switch. Alright, maybe we're not driving Rapid City after all. That's incredible this thing started up like that. Wow. Let's run it for a moment. The exhaust is just crazy. We'll just run it over here on the grass. Wow. Alright, I've had this problem before with that same Jenny. Probably won't have to go to Rapid City today. We've got a backup generator. We've got a bunch of gas. This one's got a full tank. Well, this rain is absolutely relentless today. It's been raining it just doesn't stop. It's incredible. Look, I got waterfront property. Look at this. It's just mud city around here. Let me show you this muddy road that I've got to contend with if I drive out of here. I feel bad just even going the 100 yards to the gravel. Look how nasty this is. Yeah, we could do some slip and slide right there. What do you think, Pipe? Oh, we found some trash. Not good, not good. Ooh. More trash. Man, what is going on here? Oh, I just saw another little piece of foreign material. Let me grab this. And you know what, while we're at it, they're just suspicious. Oh, you never really want to touch stuff like that you find out here. That's super gross, but you know, this one does look clean. What are you eating? Hey, you shit. What are you eating? Try and go inside? Okay. I'll let you go. Look how dirty the steps get. So much grass. The inside of the camper's gonna look like, here's her routine. Oh yeah, right up on the bed. I tried making a step for her. I bought the C-Deck for the Go Box. She was not impressed. She wouldn't use it, she hated it. So another issue I had, trying on a Starlink. Now what a lot of people don't realize is to run the Starlink you have to have power. And so I have to run the generator just to run the Starlink. But it also lets me charge the battery and run all the power I want without having to worry about draining the battery. As I mentioned, I could use a new battery. Okay, so let me show you. I had this compartment open with the wires hanging out. And so it would go to the plug right here. It just had two wires going to the plug right here. And then it had this. See, I've got all this cable. So what I did is I moved the whole Starlink apparatus outdoors. So we've got the cable here, running under here, the coil of cable there, and then, I know this thing's not on here straight, but look, we've got the Starlink router right there. Super dry. Yeah, baby. And then all we have is just the power cable going to the plug. That enables me to keep this compartment closed. So I had this compartment open, and oh man, it was just getting so soaked in there. I didn't love it. Well, I don't know what we're gonna do today now that we've got this second backup generator back in business, because I mean, had both generators died and my battery dies, that just leaves me in a bad position. There's a lot that goes wrong there. My refrigerator quits working, my heat quits working, everything quits working. My heater has this feature, it won't turn off unless it has battery power. So it just keeps running like every little bit of power out of the battery instead of turning off. No matter what you do to the thermostat, it just keeps running. So that's why I'm trying to take extra good care of my generators and, you know, make sure my battery's adequate, which it's probably not. The generator double cover right here. I was thinking about even making more of an enclosure I'm just hoping this rain stops and it's just a non-issue anymore. Let me show you something. I ran into a turkey hunter one time and he told me what this was. You know, it looks crazy. It looks like almost fiberglass, like it would give you, like it would leave like fiberglass, like small fibers like stuck in your skin, but actually, look at this. It's not the case at all. You just grab it. He called it fisherman's friend. And so it's wet right now, but when it's dry, look, it's super soft. I mean, it's soft. It doesn't have a smell to it at all. Let me see. Not really. I mean, just the tiniest bit, because I broke, you know, because I've got some, I exposed the inside of it. But it's so soft. Fisherman's friend. You can imagine how that could come in useful. I can only think the settlers in the past, they, you know, came from the coasts and they worked their way all the way out here, all the way across the plains, fought a bunch of Indians, had to deal with a bunch of train jackings, hijackings, trailers, stagecoach robberies, and all that good stuff. All kinds of problems they're having. They get out here and they find that fisherman's friend, and there's like jackpot. You know, we have hit the jackpot. Life is good. There is a God. You know, that type of excitement. Maybe not. You know, maybe they had some nice silks or cottons or something they used instead. Sorry, this conversation's going nowhere, just like I am. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Fisherman's friend, I just thought that was a good, it's about the only plant I've learned out here. It is the only plant I've figured out here. Pipes, what are you doing in the bed? We want it nice, comfortable. It's at 80 degrees. That ought to turn on. Pipe, just think, you'll be all warm and cozy in no time. Just waiting for him to walk through the camp. We'll be in business. Oh, is it pretty dry in here? It's pretty dry. Yes, that's good. That's what we've been wanting. Nice and dry, baby. Oh, the light's on. No wonder my battery's been dying. Oh, man, we found the culprit. You come to join us for breakfast? Well, sorry, we're having lunch, so you're just going to have to hold on a moment. Get the eggs out, start warming them up. Okay, I'm going to cook the... Got some store-bought eggs in here. I think those are the ones I'm going to hard boil, so I can always buy more of those. These eggs are from chickens. My sister's chickens. And they were 5 for $6. Perfect. One problem egg for 14 minutes. 14-minute eggs. Start. You been working on your turkey calling? Alright, am I the only one who stores my cast iron in a plastic bag? We're going to try not to move it around on this surface here to not scratch the surface up too badly. Perfect. Eggs are boiling. Turn that one down a little more. Everybody's happy there. This one's heating up. The menu today, venison quesadillas. How about it, Pipe? For sure there's a better way to do this, but this is how I'm going to heat up the ground. It's getting steamy in here. Open some of these windows. We've got about 4.5 minutes left on these eggs. Ooh, that one exploded real good, but all the other ones are looking great. So that's about not uncommon to have about 1 out of 6 loss, at least for me. And I'm buying pretty good quality store-bought eggs. Little dab will do her. Bam. Alright, so we start with olive oil, tortilla, nice thin layer of cheese, I'm gonna go with some meat, some onion. Remove it from the heat. Okay, it's a race against time here. And then more cheese. Anybody that's done this knows it's a race against time. And maybe y'all have a better system. But let's see how we did. It's probably burnt. No, perfect. Not bad. In fact, we can go back on the heat. Looking mighty righteous. It's just bubbling like that with just a little bit of olive oil had me concerned. Alright guys, my eggs are done. I'm gonna turn that one off. How's my quesadilla? Hopefully it's not burnt yet. Okay, it's perfect. It's perfect, looking really good. Ready a paper towel, set that on. Alright, I just drained out that hot water outside. Now I'm going, the trick is to give them some cold water. Let them soak in cold water for a bit. It's been a little wet out here. I'm gonna clean these guns. Just want to make sure everything's nice and lubed up. The gun snake here, we'll run it through the barrel. See how she's looking. Oh, she's looking pretty crazy. Oh. Whoa, wearing it, wearing it. I'll keep it from rusting. Just like that. Happy gun. Should we check the choke? Let's check it. Give it a little wipe down, give it a little lubrication maybe. Keep that baby happy for next time we pull it out. Oh yeah, it likes that. This is a Carlson. I like to put this in as tight as I can get it. There's a tool, but we're just gonna, it's got some grip on it. We're just gonna tighten. Oh man. Get a little rusty. Looks like I was a little late to the party on this one.
Alright, we've been driving around just trying to locate some birds, and this spot looks as promising as any. It's super quiet out right now. Some Tweety birds make some noise. Let's see if anything wants to party. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I just had something put back right over here. Man, that gobbler knows better than the gobbler around here. We'll have every hunter within 5 miles here in the morning trying to shoot him. It's getting to be prime goblin time. It is 7:30. It's over by about 8:30. 8:40, maybe 8:50, we'll see. Hopefully we'll hear some gobbles. I mean, they gobble plenty dark, and if they're gobbling, they'll gobble well into the dark, like into the dark, where it's almost like completely dark. In my experience. Well, guys, we're having a hell of a time getting something to gobble. Either there's no birds here,
or they're just not gobbling. You want to be irresistible. That's the key. All right, well, no dice, no dice. Where's the turkey? Spot 367. I feel pretty good about this one. I feel like we could hear a gobble on this one. Partially because the time is just right. It's 8:17. And also this spot is super unassuming. There is a really nice field right over here that's not very well marked. Turkeys could easily fly down in that field in the morning. Use it as a runway at night to fly up. It's just so muddy right here, I can't even get out of the truck. Man, I can't believe no dice on that last spot. That seemed like a good spot. They might just not be gobbling tonight. It's still pretty wet, everything's kind of wet. They've had a rough several days. It's been raining for 3 or 4 days. This is an absolute mud pit. Alright guys, we are working this place hard. We just pulled up about another 500 yards, 800 yards. I bet the big flock of turkeys is with the big herd of elk. We should probably just start hunting that, following the elk, and then we'll find the turkeys. We saw an elk, and then there was a turkey with it. I think it was a hen. Alright, it just happened. I yelped. Some turkeys gobbled right over here. I want to look at the map. We're right on the boundary of private right here. But I think it's in the direction of the public. We just had an unprovoked gobble right over here. These birds are on public. Alright, they just gobbled again over here. I've got that location marked. Man, that's awesome. That's right where we were. Oh, he gobbled again. I thought there was one over here. Alright, that one double gobbled, or there's 2 gobblers over there. This is so awesome. Those are definitely on public. Finally. Dang, that's awesome. Alright, I'm going to advance like a couple 100 yards and just try to get like a like a circular pattern on these birds. Make sure I got them accurately pinpointed. According to my calculations, the bird should be right there. Roughly this direction. Alright, I'm going to give them a minute just to gobble on their own. Okay, I did just hear a gobble. It was a lot more faint, but it was that exact direction. It's 4 a.m. on a Monday here. We got up at 3:30. We roosted the birds last night. We're driving back to that spot. It's about a half hour away, so we wanted to get there in plenty of time. So we're gonna get there by 4:30. Sun comes up at 5:30. The plan is just to kind of get on the ridge where I think those birds are gonna work back and forth. I've got a small section picked out where I want to post up. I've got a bigger section picked out where I think the birds are roosted. And so we're going to try to get in there and just, I don't know if we're going to use a decoy. We're just going to kind of get in there, post up, and play it by ear, I guess. Try to get him to come into us. I don't think we're going to use decoys. What if he's decoy shy? And then all this for nothing. He sees decoy and runs the other direction. The only other option, if he sees nothing and runs the other direction, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to do decoy or no decoy. I heard I think it was 2 toms in this direction. It was either 2 toms or he was double gobbling last night, but they were gobbling on their own. They were gobbling at my yelping. They were going nuts. And just these 2 toms, out of all the spots I've looked, I probably covered 40 linear miles. And I found these, just one spot that had some gobbles. Yeah, we're going to get after it. It's always a good idea to get these calls worked out before you get to the blind or before you get outside, just on the way to the hunt, because these reeds stick together every time. It's got super high pitch. It's not what we want. That's what we want. And I mean, you can't make that crazy noise I just did out there. I mean, maybe you could. Maybe the birds will gobble, but this is how I like it, nice and raspy like this. That's perfect. Okay, we're good. We are 17 minutes into the drive. Got about another 10 minutes to go. I have a good feeling about this morning. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's those 2 birds I roosted last night and their willingness to gobble. And their gobbles were nice and loud. I mean, they were solid, they were deep. They were good gobbles. Hopefully we get up to like a 3-year-old bird or something. Nice old bird. 3, 4-year-old. Who knows? I'll be lucky to see or hear a bird. It's in the same area that I saw an elk last night. And then I was watching this elk and I was like, man, this is so cool. He's just standing there. And then there was a turkey with the elk. I got the binos up so quick. And I swear it was just a hen. I keep trying to put beards on these hens though, but I know that wasn't these hens gobbling. Oh, this road is so awesome. Take a look. Whoa.
No dice on the morning hunt. When I pulled up to my spot at 4 a.m., I heard gobblers in the opposite direction than the bird I roosted last night, so I took off in that direction, and even though they were gobbling really good, I ended up getting boundaried out, and I was unable to pull them off with a private. Piper sure is feeling it this morning. She is rip-roaring to go.
Well, just kind of walked in, trying to figure out what kind of call to make. Hoping to hear something gobble. I'm afraid the yelper might shut him down. The crow call is just crazy. Let's try the crow call. Sorry. I should let you know. Alright, we'll give it 2 or 3 minutes. See what happens. We've got some clouds moving in over here. I think the plan will just work this ridge. We'll get some exercise. We just don't want to get rained on. Let's take a look at the radar here.
I mean, it sure looks like rain, and it looks like it's coming right at us. That's unfortunate. After a while, you just start hearing gobbles in your head. You don't know if they're real or if they're just in your head. I thought I just heard one just so far that way. Yeah, the close gobbles where it's at. Somehow this turkey just comes bebopping through here at like 12:30 in the afternoon. I've seen him do it twice so far. He comes bebopping through and he just gobbles like 2 or 3 times. Just, I don't know what he's gobbling at. The first time I got super close to him today, I did not. I was about 20 minutes behind him. I think he was just ridge running. Why not? It sounds fun to me. That's what we're doing. Pipe, we ridge running. This would be a fun starting point for the morning. Just sit here, see if anything gobbles, and just take off in that direction. It's all public. I'm sick of getting boundaried out on private. That's what happened this morning. There's a deer at about 50 yards. Looks like just a doe. It's having a stare down with Piper. It's looking right at us, straight ahead. It's coming for a closer look. It's a young deer. Not very bright. I wish I could get the other camera going, but the deer's got us completely pinned down. I see these all over the place. It broke right up here. And look how big this tree is. This is what's scary about camping in the mountains if there's any trees nearby. Look at the clean break on this sucker. It's gotta be lightning. That's all I can come up with. But I mean, this is a pretty fresh one. Look how big this thing is. This is a big tree. This thing's still green, so it's probably pretty recent. It took down several other trees with it. That is so nuts.
If you have any idea what causes these widowmakers, let me know in the comments below. To say the afternoon hunt was slow would be an understatement. We did not hear, see, or smell any turkeys. Although the habitat was absolutely incredible, I can see how there could be turkeys in that area at some point. The sun is finally out, and I can't wait to bring you guys more live action in part 3 of the Turkey Tour series.